Hello and welcome to another video. I am so excited you're here today because we are decorating for fall part 2. So we're finishing up all the decorations. There's some stuff I've changed from my last fall decorate with me. I'll link that one down below if you haven't seen it yet, but a few things I've changed, some themes that I've changed downstairs, so we're going to finish it up today. I've purchased a couple more things to decorate with, so I'll show you that as well. It is now officially fall, which means I'm getting all of the fall feels. It's cooling down outside. It's gloomy and rainy this past week, so I'm very excited to get all of this finished up downstairs. First, before we get started on decorating, I do need to run to the store quick because there is something I've been wanting to try for a couple years now, and the theme I've kind of switched up downstairs. Not really switched up, I saw what I had and kind of went with it, but it's going to be perfect. So we're going to be drying some oranges in the oven today. I want to make a dried orange garland to go in the kitchen somewhere. I'm going for a more earthy fall, like vintage feel. So still all of my Halloween stuff trickled in there. I'll show you what I've kept downstairs and what I'm changing, but I want it to feel super earthy and almost like cottagey feeling, but with a spooky Halloween vibe, if that makes sense. So I feel like in the kitchen, I've seen dried oranges on Pinterest and stuff with fall decor, and I think it'll go so perfectly with what I'm doing down there. So I need to go get oranges so we can put them in the oven. It takes like 4 hours to do them in the oven, and I don't have like the machine that you use to dry stuff, a dehydrator I think is what it's called, but I'm going to use the oven. So we need to get going. So since we got to get out of the house, I got ready for the day. I did my hair and makeup, and I want to share with y'all the perfume that I've been using recently. The perfume I'm going to be using today is by Dossier. They sent me some perfumes a while back, and honestly, I'm so impressed with the quality of them with the price that I've been using them almost every single day. So Dossier creates designer fragrance impressions and offers them to you at an affordable price. And the two that I've been obsessed with the past week or so is citrus green apple and then the powdery vanilla. Each package comes with a little card that tells you the notes, the designer it's inspired by, and then also just a little bit about the company. And the packaging is very sleek and clean. I've been using this citrus green apple, and I've honestly been getting so many compliments about it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on before we head out to the grocery store for the day. And honestly, this lasts all day, so I never have to reapply it. And I'll have the link in the description for their website. So now that I'm all ready for the day, let's get started on decorating for fall. Well, finishing decorating for fall. And there's some clouds that are moving over as we speak. So I think it's gonna rain, which y'all know is gonna be absolutely perfect. I am officially back. I ran to Kroger to get the oranges, like I said. I got 6, but I'm thinking since I'm a little bit pushed for time, I'm gonna do half today, see how they turn out, because I'm not gonna be able to cook them for 4 hours. There's just no way. It says online to do low and slow, so I've got the oven set to 250, and we're gonna do 3 of them today, see how that goes, and then I'll do 3 of them another day for the full 4 hours, because it says online 2 to 4 hours depending on how thick your slices are. So I'm hoping I can get them pretty thin. So grab the oranges. Also, I haven't been in Kroger for a little while because I normally shop at Publix, and they had these little pumpkins 2 for $5, and honestly they were just so teeny tiny and adorable. I felt like I needed to grab them. I don't get my like big pumpkins until October because I don't want them to rot outside because it's still a little warm, but I thought these would be perfect for here in the kitchen. And then I also picked up these little woodland creatures because honestly I just couldn't help myself. So I got the little squirrel with the acorn in its hand, and then this is a little hedgehog. Look at his little face. And then the back of it, like the spikes are made out of wood. So this is going with like the theme that I'm doing down here. And we'll talk about that while I'm slicing the oranges. I'll kind of tell you about what I'm doing with my decor. First, it is time to have an Alani. As much as I would love to have a pumpkin spice iced coffee right now, I don't think it's going to do the trick for caffeine that I need. I actually have a concert to go to tonight, so that's why I'm pushed on time. So I found the Witch's Brew by Alani at a random gas station on the way home one day. And I bought an 18 pack because I haven't seen them anywhere. I haven't even seen like individual ones sold. So I tried it. I got one first and incredible. Definitely my favorite Alani of all time, but I do love anything caramel apple. So I had to get the case. So I went back and got the 18 pack. So we're gonna have an Alani while we're decorating today because it's just needed. It's so good. It's like sour from the apple, the green apple. In my opinion, it's not too sweet. Sometimes the Alanis can be too sweet. The caramel is obviously sweet, but the green apple is sour and it just like cuts through the sweetness. Love. So good. So let me get prepped here to cut up the oranges and then we'll talk about decor. I'm set up and ready to go to start cutting my oranges. I guess I don't have to wash them because I'm not eating them. I'm just hanging them up, so I don't feel the need to wash all of them. But while I'm slicing these, and I'm gonna try my best to slice them as thin as possible, so we'll see how this goes. That way they don't take as long to cook. Well, it's gotta be thicker than that. So while I'm slicing these up, let's talk home decor, the fall decor that I've changed up and that I've kept so far. So pretty much I'm not changing a lot of my decor. I'm just going a little bit of a different theme, and I've taken some stuff away, added some stuff. So if you saw the first fall decorate with me, my favorite space in the house is still this table here. And I said in that video, it felt like it was a like rustic witch's cottage to me. And that really inspired me to kind of re-look at the rest of the house. And also the faux garland that I found at home, the brown leaves really opened my eyes to the style fall colors that I like. I like the darker hues of fall, not the bright orange leaves. So because I put those in the kitchen, I just really liked the way they looked. The rest of the garland in the house was driving me insane because it was like a bright orange, like brighter than this orange, and it just wasn't going with the rustic like vintagey theme that I want to go for. So I reevaluated some of those spots. I took some of that bright orange garland down and I got some dark garland to replace it. So what I ended up doing is going around the house and taking down the super bright orange garland, and honestly I've had that garland for so many years, it was time to get it replaced. But I took that down and I'm going for the dark browns, the dark greens, and just the very muted fall tones. That's what I can take into every year, and I know I'm gonna like it every single year. So I want the house to feel more earthy with still the spooky feel. So all of the vintage Halloween stuff that I have, but with the dark browns and the dark greens, kind of bringing like outside in, like the stuff that you see outside during the fall time, I want to feel more inside, if that makes sense. And like I said, whenever I said the witchy cottage feel, that's what I want the house to feel like a witch's cottage, a rustic witch's cottage. And then last night I was watching Outlander. I restart it pretty much this time every year as well because it's a very cozy show for me. I absolutely love it, and I've always gotten a lot of inspiration for my decor from that show. All of the houses and the kitchens that it shows, especially toward the last season, like their home that they build in America, I absolutely love like the kitchens and the apothecary. So that pretty much just confirmed my thoughts on having that more cottage feel to my spooky decor. So it's gonna be a mix of the two. So I'm gonna finish cutting up these oranges now, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven, and then we're gonna get started on finishing up decorating the house. Oranges are in the oven. I've got a timer set for 2 hours. So the first thing I want to do is hang up these dried flowers. This is something I'm gonna do to make the kitchen feel more cottagey, if that makes sense. Let me put up a picture right here of one of the kitchens from Outlander. This is my absolute dream kitchen. I absolutely love everything about all of the indoor spaces of this show, and it inspires, like I said earlier, a lot of my like home decor now. Rustic, vintage feeling. I have a little bit more like of a spooky vibe, but it's like a mix of spooky and Outlander, if that makes sense. So my plan is to take some twine, hang these flowers upside down. The best place that I get flowers specifically to hang upside down and dry is from Kroger in the clearance. So in the floral department, they have clearance flowers always. And I got this bundle for $3.50, and it has a lot of fall colors mixed in. And then I got this bundle of white roses for $4.90. I think this is gonna help give the kitchen that earthy feel that I'm looking for. So let's get these hung up. I've got the flowers done. I don't know where I'm gonna put them yet, so I've just got them on the counter here. I keep thinking to myself, what is that smell? Something smells so good in here. I keep forgetting there's oranges in the oven, so little tip, it smells really good when you dry oranges in the oven. But now moving on to the window. So I love the way this looks right now, but I found this garland at Hobby Lobby and I'm just obsessed with it. It is exactly the earthy feel I was wanting to add in here. I just love it, and I love the green. I did buy 2 of them because I'm gonna put the other one under the TV, but I wanna find a way to incorporate it into the window. As you can see, the lights, I don't know why sometimes in videos they blink like that and then sometimes they don't. They're definitely not flashing lights. So here's a closer look with the window. These are probably my favorite piece of decor that I own. Honestly, they are absolutely perfect for what I'm going for, so definitely keeping those there. And I love this sun catcher in the window, but I want to figure out a way to add this greenery. So I don't know if I need to just take everything down or if I can add it to it, take a little bit of the leaves out. Let's find out. As you can see up there, I've got some dried herbs with a skeleton bat, which will definitely stay up there. So I don't know. I don't know if the lights around the window just need to go because I have under the TV, which I'll for sure keep there. I like the way they feel cozy, but I hate the way they blink in videos also. So let's just take this stuff down. Let's start from 0 with the garland, add the greenery, and see what we end up with. And with the garland hanging so low, it hides my iron spiders. These are cast iron spiders I found at an antique store that I've got hanging on the wall. I keep those up year round, so I kind of like being able to see those, and I don't want to move them because I don't want to put more holes in the wall. So okay, here's what it's looking like so far. I've got the camera lifted up quite a bit, but I actually love the way it looks. I like it much better than the other garland. I don't know if I'm gonna add 1 string of leaves up there. Let's see. All right, here's how it looks at the top of the window. I've got the greenery. I added 1 row of garland, and then I've still got the herbs with the bat on top. I really like the way this looks. I don't think I'm gonna add the lights back in. Let me know what y'all think. But I kind of just like the earthy feel of this without the lights, especially because those lights blink in every single video, which drives me crazy. So I feel like this is a good alternative. And then I'm gonna put this one under here. Cute. So now moving on to the dining area, I'm not changing this one bit. I am obsessed with this table, and this is actually what inspired the rest of the decor of the house. I absolutely love it. The only thing I did do, since y'all saw it, I added back this clock behind everything because at first I wasn't going to use it, but I just think it adds a layer that I love with the books and the lamp. So added the clock back, but everything else is staying the same. And now I almost stand corrected because I said those jack-o'-lanterns were my favorite piece of decor, but this might be my favorite piece. This globe is absolutely incredible and it is my prized possession. So we're leaving this exactly how it is, but we are gonna be changing this table. So if you saw in my last video, I had some candles and some spooky trees and stuff laid out. The issue with that is we use this table a lot. I host a lot. We do a lot of dinners here at the house and we like to eat at the table. It was just too many things that I had to move individually one by one whenever we were having dinner. So I think I came up with a solution. I'll be keeping this in the middle. Dino's trying to have his moment. Hello, buddy. Hi. Are you trying to get your camera time? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, everybody look at Dino, say hello. So I will be keeping this vase in the middle, but I think I've got a better solution. That way, when we have dinners, I can just pick it all up at once, set it aside, and then put it back easily without having too many things. And then these lights in the background, I don't know why they're doing that, but it's driving me crazy. See, they stop for a second and then they continue. I don't know. I love the way they look, but I plan on filming a lot of videos during the fall and Halloween, and I don't want them to be blinking so much. Anyway, we'll figure that out here in a minute. Let's work on this table. Okay, so let's build a little bit of decor around the bottom of this. So again, with the more earthy elements, I've got this pack of acorns and pine cones and stuff here from Hobby Lobby. And then this moss I also got at Hobby Lobby. And then more of the dark brown leaves. And then I've got these sticks with acorns. So first, I know for sure I want to use all of these here. So I'm just going to dump them and move them around. I know this is about to be so messy. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. Yeah, this needs to go underneath. Okay, so first I'm gonna put this green moss underneath. There. Then add these to the top of it. So I found these pumpkins at Hobby Lobby. I love the color of these, how they have a distressed look to them. They're in the stem section, but I just take the stem off. So I'm gonna put one of those on each side here. This is definitely coming together exactly how I pictured. Here's a close-up of these pumpkins. They look real to me. They almost look like they're on the verge of rotting. So that's exactly what I was looking for the pumpkins. And then the stems just look so realistic. Next, I want to add a few of these cinnamon sticks because one, they smell incredible, but they kind of give a wood aspect to it as well. Those smell so good. I don't know if, should I break them? I think I'm gonna break them in half and just kind of stick them different places. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of this to the bottom because I've got some of it up here, but I do wanna add some around the pumpkin. So I'm just gonna split it in half and stick it just kind of like that. And I think I've got some spiders outside. I might even add some spiders in it as well to make it a little bit more spooky. And then I'm gonna add these acorn stems on the top just to add some of that wood element to the flower vase as well. And I obviously like a very full flower arrangement. I like there to have a lot going on. And then next I found this iron pumpkin napkin holder at Hobby Lobby, and specifically because I have these spider napkins. I do enjoy using cloth napkins rather than paper towels, especially when hosting, so I do want to put these in here. More than likely I'll iron these eventually, but for now we'll just fold them up nice and neat for the time being. But even me and Alex use these for dinner pretty much every night. I need to get another pack because I've had these for at least 2 years now, but they're doing the trick still. So let's start out with this many. Perfect. I don't want it to feel too crammed. Now I'm over here in my tea station, and I'm going to take one of the teacups down here and move those to the side. I took some of those cinnamon sticks, added them to my tea basket that hangs on the bottom here, really just because they smell so good and I like that wood look that they give it. And then these little critters are gonna go on this side. That way I can see them when I'm making my tea at night. So cute. Okay, here's what this corner is looking like now. This is exactly what I pictured in my head for this space. So of course we've got the jack-o'-lanterns and my cauldron. I've got my tea station done. I put the little pumpkins underneath, my little critters there, and then the cinnamon sticks in the basket. I did end up changing these flowers. They were near the window as you saw, but I already had these hanging up and I thought they would just go so well together because it would almost feel like a dried flower station almost. So I like them underneath there, so this is perfect. And then of course over here I already had my cauldron that holds all my spoons. And then this is a little thrifted box that I found, and I keep all of my baking stuff in here. So you can see I've got all my fall and Halloween sprinkles and baking soda and stuff like that. Okay, now moving on to the living room. I've got this ghost picture here, which I love. It actually matches everything perfectly. I'll probably keep that up year round possibly, or I might find a vintage Christmas picture to put there and I'll switch them out for the seasons. But right now I love the ghost. And then I've got this ghost here in the middle by Martha Stewart, and then this jack-o'-lantern on this table. I love the hat of this jack-o'-lantern. This isn't Halloween, but it is a candy dish, and I've got caramel apple Werthers in there, so I always like to keep a little candy dish around the house. And then we got a beautiful little girl taking a nap. So now it's time to update this a little bit. As much as I do love this, I'm really liking the dark colors, the dark browns and greens like I was saying, so I might take this upstairs somewhere. I don't know. I'm just gonna clean it off. I still love these pumpkins. I'm for sure gonna use these, and then I'm not gonna touch this thing here. I'll show you all that here in a minute. But I think I'm gonna take everything off because I've got another thing of that greenery that I do want to try and use. So let's see what we can do here. We might change it back. I don't know. Y'all know me. I change things around until I'm absolutely in love, so you never know what the final product is going to be. I am going to dust it really quick because even the little amount of time this garland has been up here, it's already very dusty. So I am just so obsessed with this greenery. I am for sure going to be using this for the fall time and Christmas time because it just is the perfect shade of green, and it almost has a creepy look to it to me. Like it's not like fake looking. I don't know. It looks like some kind of moss that would be growing in a graveyard or something. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get it to stay up there. Maybe some tape or something. I don't know. Let's see if we can place it like we did the other one so you can kind of see. I already love the way this looks with the books behind it and the pictures, especially when these candles are going underneath it. I am very glad I got these. Sometimes making change is a good thing. Change is good. That's my motto for the year. Used to, I would feel bad about making changes a lot to home decor and like holiday decor, but you know what? Sometimes the outcome is exactly what you want and it's not a bad thing. I think that's how you grow as an individual with decor and just style in general, is just trying different things out, making changes, seeing what you like, don't like about it. That's just kind of a part of life, right? That's what I'm going to tell myself. And you can really play with this greenery because the way it lays, you can layer it, you can make these like vines shorter, longer. I really like that about it. You can really create something with it. So I did decide to add the creepy cloth back underneath it because I just feel like it gives it that element, that Halloween spooky element to it. So we're going to keep that. Just add some texture to it. Now that the base of my garland is green, I feel like my pumpkins are going to pop out even more. I think the issue was I had too much orange going on and the pops of orange weren't popping because it was just too much. So now like that little statue stands out more. The pumpkins are going to stand out more. I think it was just too much of the orange color going on instead of having the muted color. So I am very happy about that. Now I'm wondering if I want to add some garland to the corners possibly with the pumpkin like that. Definitely. I love that so much. Okay, here's what I'm doing up close. I'm just adding some leaves underneath these pumpkins so they kind of look like they're laying in a pile of leaves, I guess. And then I've got one little sprig of the woodsy stuff there. So perfect, and I'm just doing that on each corner. Okay, and here is a close-up look of what I've done today. And I'm not saying that I didn't like the way this looked beforehand. It had a cute look to it with the blacks and the oranges, but I definitely like this much better for my style. And I wasn't even planning on changing this until I saw those at Hobby Lobby the other day. I literally just ran into them and thought I've got to have that for the living room and the kitchen. So it'll definitely be super cozy at night. And then I'll turn on these candles. I'm so glad I saw this garland because like I said, this is going to be a piece that I'm going to use for both seasons. Do you like it, Dino? You like it, Dino? That's good. Oh wow, are you okay? So I just took the oranges out of the oven and they're actually looking pretty good. I don't know if they're fully dried yet, but we're gonna find out. Here's what two of the thinner ones look like. That one actually looks really good, but some of them are a little bit burnt. Now they do feel drier. I don't know if I had my oven turned up just a little bit. The dogs are playing, so if you hear that, my apologies, but either way we'll find out. I have 3 more oranges to do, so probably my next batch I'll do 200 and I'll do it for 4 hours to see if that works. I think I can throw these back in a little bit longer. We'll find out. We'll let them cool and see. I have a little bit more decorating to do. I wasn't able to get everything done today. I have a few things like this right here. I obviously want to incorporate somewhere, and then I have that spider candle thing I showed in one of my haul videos that I just found I want to put somewhere as well. So with that being said, we'll finish this video up tomorrow because I actually need to go get ready right now. Like I said earlier, I actually have a concert to go to tonight, so I'm gonna get ready for that. I need to take the dogs out, and so we will either finish this in the morning or tomorrow evening.